Good day everyone. As part of managing distribution channel is the net ADR yield or the net average daily rate yield. A good distribution channel produces room sales for a hotel. The best channels deliver those rooms with a high net ADR yields. Traditional travel intermediaries, the GDS and the IDS, NPs that franchisors or franchise-owned chain hotels pay for use of that brand's CRS all effects net ADR yields. For a good for a good distribution channels, it also allows us for the smooth delivery of goods or service to our customers, and the best channels to deliver service is the room with the lower net ADR yield. As you learned in the chapter 4, the net ADR yield is the percentage of the normal or standard room rate that is actually realized by a hotel after subtracting from the selling price the cost of fees and assessment associated with the specific distribution channels responsible for a room sale. So nababago lang ang isang sale price ng isang room depende sa specific distribution channel that is responsible for your room sales. It means that the net revenue of a room using different channels distributions are not the same. Then let's talk about the formula of getting the net ADR yield. The net room rate divided by the standard ADR equals the net ADR yield. And for getting the room rate, we need to subtract the standard ADR to the distribution channel cost. As for the summary of getting the net ADR yield, first is the occupancy rate. The occupancy rate of a hotel is represent what percent of your hotel room are occupied. It is the number of your room occupied divided by the total available rooms in your property. Let's say we have a hotel with a 50 available rooms. Only 40 of those are occupied. This means we have 40 occupied rooms divided by the 50 total rooms. Our occupancy rate is 80%. So if you want a higher occupancy rate which reflects a high demand for your hotel, if too many of your rooms gonna use their operation, it will becomes inefficient. Like for having a pay maintenance to fix up for rooms that aren't bringing up revenue. By the average daily rate, it helps to understand of how much rent being earned by each room by the average. So let's go back to the example before that we have 50 rooms. With those 50 rooms, 20 rooms are rented in a 10,000 pesos, and the remaining 20 rooms are rented as 5,000 with a total of 300,000 gives us a total revenue that's not bad at all. But remember, only 40 or 50 rooms are occupied. These are or ADR would be the 300,000 divided by 40 rooms, and over the ADR rate is 10,000 per rooms. Now that the ADR of hotel can change over time due to the number of the influence of including seasons or times or of year or the holidays, continue maintenance of a pre-existing hotel which influence your hotel quality and customer satisfaction. It is an oversimplification to assume that the high net ADR yields are always more desirable than lower net ADR yields. This is so because a very low standard or overall ADR with a high net ADR yield can be undesirable as a higher ADR with a lower net ADR yield. It is for this reason that RMS must recall the importance of GOPAR. In Chapter 1, you will learn the formula for GOPAR is. In this figure, we need to subtract the total revenue to management controllable expense divided by the total rooms available for sales equals the gross operating profit per available rooms. By this figure, we will compare the effects of distribution channels. For the standard ADR, for the distribution A and distribution B, we have $199.99, and for the selling cost, for the distribution A, we have $10,000, And for the distribution B, we have a $40,000. For the net ADR, we have $189.99, while the distribution B, we have $159.99, and for the net ADR yield for the distribution A, we have 95%, while the distribution B, we have 80%. The net ADR differences channels versus A and B, we have the $30 for the net distribution A, and also negative $30 for the distribution B. After selling costs, the total net revenue with the 100 rooms sold for the distribution A, we have $18,999, and while the distribution channel B, we have $15,999. As we can see by these figures, the best channel to deliver services is the lower net that helps to make efficient the revenue of our hotel. In this figure, under the fees affecting net ADR yield is the intermediary commissions, electronic distribution fees, CRS fees. Under the electronic distribution, these are the GDS fees, IDS fees. Sa GDS fees, it is the online platform for companies with the travel agencies. Given the significant fees associated with some channels of distribution and the negative effects of GoFar, you may be wondering why RMS utilize these channels at all. Would it not be better for the hotel to avoid franchise-related selling fees by remaining independent and then sell all of its rooms through non-cost distribution channels, such as walk-in guests or through channels with minimal addition cost, such as hotel owns group sales department? In fact, those would be excellent alternative if the hotel could optimize its revenue by doing so. A select group of hotels can. The reality for most RMS, however, is that they will be franchise or otherwise affiliated with the CRS system and use a variety of distribution channels if they seek to maximize room sales. So thus an assessment of the number of the rooms sold via distribution channels carries with it its own unique costs. As an effective RM, you must consider how repeat buyers originally delivered to our property by low net ADR yield channels might, in the future, be moved from the original channels to the one that produce a better net ADR yield at the same or at the higher room rate. By using distribution channel in which your room's inventory and rate change information can be accurately and instantly updated will assist you in your revenue optimizations. As a result, it is most meaningful to examine the characteristics of distribution channels based on how you will regularly exchange information with them. As shown in the figure 8.3, reviewing distribution channels as being either non-electronic or electronic is one convenient way to do that. So under the information distribution, we have a non-electronic channels and electronic channels. So sa non-electronic distribution channels are those in which rooms rate and availability information is delivered to buyers via face-to-face. The non-electronic distribution channels tend to be a lower cost in terms of fees assessed, and they enhance the accurate exchange of information and provide for easy information updating. To illustrate, consider the walk-in guest. At the time of the guest's arrival, completely up-to-date and accurate room availability information can be verified by a use of the PMS. In such a scenario, a real-time update room rates can be quoted and the room's sale made quickly and without unnecessary and excessive selling distribution channel cost. So, sa makatuwid, by using non-electronic channels, it lessen the cost of labor at isa pang advantage nito ay isang mas malinaw at maayos ang pagbabahagi ng mga impormasyon. Ang non-electronic distribution channels ay nagaganap kung sa pag-alang-alang ng mga sa pag-walk-in ng ating mga guests. Sa oras ng pagdating ng ating guests, madaling ma-verify if there are available rooms by confirming using the PMS. By using these channels, the real-time or the registration You will get a real information and customer satisfaction and lessen the cost while servicing.